What's going on, guys? Today we have an Akora deck profile for you guys. Today is Magna Kage. I have loved the Dark Attribute ever since I first laid eyes on Magna Kage. I loved the card, and I only started to love their style of gameplay once I actually started to see Zion, I believe, used the deck in a, basically, like, it was one of the videos on the official Akora YouTube channel. They showcased the strategy in a Dark versus Divine battle. Titan Collects, who has just revamped the Seller Discord, the Akora Mart Discord channel. Did a little overview on it. I decided to build the deck myself. So given what cards I had at my disposal, I was able to come up with a pretty good list. Now, I'm undefeated, but I've only played 2 games with it, both of which I won on, it was my, second turn. So, I mean, take it what you will. This deck, with the right hand, can dish out thousands of attack points early game, which is devastating when the opponent has, they've only reliced up once, right? They don't have a lot of soul points to defend themselves with, and if they aren't equipped to, negate attack, they don't have any ancient callings, nothing like that, it can be very devastating. So we're gonna take a look at my list, and I'm gonna kind of explain things, go over it a bit. So first off, Akora deck, playing 3 Kages, 3 Zeiss Kages, and 3 Magna Kages. Pretty standard, pretty standard line for stuff like that. They just released for London Collecticon or whatever it is. There's a full art Kage that exists, and I wanted a playset. I can't afford it, but it'd be cool because I have these as hollows, my Magna Kages, but I also have I have a playset of generationals that if I wanted to, I could play in the deck. They're in a binder right now in top loaders, but if I wanted to, I could use them. That is an option. Onto the Alchemy deck, I play 10 Dark Relic Shards. I find the deck, you don't need Relic Shards in the deck. Like, if you want to Relic up into Stage 2, into Zeiss Kage, that is realistic, but on an average match, you really don't Relic up because you have cards like Dark Bidding that, one, allow you to get straight into a Magna Kage in the Dark Zone, or cards like, I don't remember, I think it's, let me read, I don't remember, it's an Eternity that basically allows you to use the attack power of an Akora in your Dark Zone, which is insane. Yeah, well, let me find it. Yeah, Forbidden Alchemy. We'll get to that. So, first off, I rely heavily on the Damned engine, as most Dark Attribute decks do. We have 3 the Damned. When your opponent attacks, may flip this card, redirect the attack. So it's an attack protection as well as you get a damned card. And you get attack boosts. This deck just boosts your attack as long as you have damned cards in the Dark Zone. So it is it's a 2-in-1. It does it all. It puts itself there and protects you for a turn. It's perfect. I'm also playing 3 Valley of the Damned, which is one of the attack boosters. It's an Eternity, so it'll be the one that'll be benefiting off of having damned cards in the Dark Zone. The 20 soul points is a little annoying loss, but for 100 for each one, as well as being able to redirect it, giving you another damned card for, say, Legion of the Damned, that's very solid. From there, I also have a playset of Damned Voyage. Take 100 to your Alchemy Essence, and you get to send 2 from the Alchemy deck, damned cards, straight to the Dark Zone. So with 1 card, you are essentially automatically getting a 200 attack point boost right off the bat. Next up, 3 Shadow of the Damned. This card allows me to send an Akora from the Akora deck, equal stage to the active Akora, and then add a damned card from Alchemy deck to your hand. So if you use Dark Bidding, you know, if you use a combination of cards, use Dark Bidding, you get a Magna Kage out turn 1, right? And then you use this, you can send a Magna Kage, and then you can use Crossroad Deal, or no, Forbidden Alchemy, and have a Magna Kage. So picture this, you use its possession, its Relic attack, for 2,200, you use Forbidden Alchemy to gain the attack points of the Relic attack of the Magna Kage in your Dark Zone. That's 4,400 attack right there. And I've done that. That's a realistic combo with this deck. We also play 3 The Damned Legion, allowing your Akora to gain 100 attack and lose 25 soul points for each damned in the Dark Zone. You can also discard, it's also draw power if you don't have anything in your hand. Say you have, I mean, it doesn't necessarily come up as much, but that's it for the Damned engine. Next up, we just have our generic dark stuff, our Crossroad Deals, pretty standard for any even Spellbound Wings variant of the deck. Forbidden Alchemy, pretty straightforward. That's very, very important, don't get me wrong. It has, so Forbidden Alchemy has the ability to add a Demon Gate from Alchemy deck to your hand, but when I get to my battle zone, I can explain why Demon Gate is not the best battle zone for the strategy. Despite Demon Gate being searchable, it's not your go-to card. We also have our Gallows Staffs. Now this, it's is mage specific, so that's what you can only really use it with Magna Kage as your Akora. But the 3 attack point bonus yeah, that's nice. On top of that, using any card in your Dark Zone, that's very solid. So yeah, I mean, activating a card in your Dark Zone. So picture this, use Gallows Staff. You have a Valley of the Dam active. Use Gallows Staff, and you activate what could you activate? You activate your Damned Voyage, you send more too. So now you have another 200 attack bonus on top of your 300, so you basically get a 500 attack point bonus. That doesn't sound too shabby. That's not too shabby at all. Our next playset, 3 Grave Cove. This is our battle zone. So this one does benefit from you having Relic Shards. So while we don't play too many, you can make use of them with Grave Cove. Right, solid card. You can also discard a card and get a Relic Shard if you're really feeling like it. That is an option. From there, we have our one-ofs. So we have a few one-ofs here. We have 1 Rug Pull. So this requires 6 Relic Shards. So again, doesn't come up, but it is a board wipe. it is a board wipe. So this is a very solid once per game card. Rug pull, at least one. You should at least play one in any dark attribute deck you have. I play one Dark Bidding because the only one, or the one I have, is Kickstarter. And the text is slightly different, its effect slightly different. It doesn't have the 3 relic cost there, so I would ideally play another, like 3 ideally is pretty good for Dark Bidding, because you have a lot of cards where you're sending an equal attribute or an Akora from your Akora deck to Dark Zone, so you're easily able to get to Magna Kage. Finally, Vilom Downs, another battle zone, basically the same thing. It's basically the same thing as Grave Cove, except you get to, when your Akora deals damage, you can destroy a Relic Shard to draw a card. So it still gets you draw power, just in a different way. And then Ancient Calling, one of the best cards for attack negation. In this deck, right, we have the Damned synergy, so we have just the Damned, which is fairly solid, because we get the Damned card in the Dark Zone for that, as well as the attack negation. But Ancient Calling, just straight up, no funny business, negates the attack. Ideally, again, you'd probably want 3 of these. I only pulled 1, so this is what we're working with. But even then, this deck works amazing, and I highly recommend this list. So I also have it in the Akora Builds Discord, and I'll probably put my ratios in the description, but I just thought I'd share it because right now in Akora, deck lists are taboo, right? Nobody wants to share their lists. You know, I know Stitch, his situation, he's constantly building decks for his players, for his all the new people that come into his shop. But on Discord, especially for me, you know, I'm wanting a very competitively viable list because I want glory and promos. That's my forte. So I'm looking for very good lists, and everybody wants to hold on to theirs because they don't want their strategy used against them, which completely understandable. But coming from, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! And other games like that, I really enjoy having, you know, a list that is like Yu-Gi-Oh! There is a meta, there's a clearly defined, for any deck, you have a few slots in your deck where, you know, some creative freedoms, whatever your matchups are going to be, you have your side deck, you know, you can kind of play tailored to what you're going to realistically matched up against. But for the most part, your core deck engine is going to be the same, no matter what. There is what you should be playing, and if you're not playing that, if you're not playing exactly 40 cards, you know, there's so many rules and things out there for Yu-Gi-Oh! Where deck building in a game where resources aren't really out there because nobody, it's so, I don't want to say competitive, but you get what I'm saying. I think that being able to share our strategies to create the best possible decks is a really important thing in any game. So I thought I would share mine. My philosophy is, you know, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. So I thought I'd share my list, and I'm going to do a few more. Again, they're not perfect, but I'm sharing them because I'm confident with them. And I hear Warped. Warped's the best in the meta right now, but people are sleeping on Dark. It's a solid archetype. But that's all for now. Hope you guys all enjoyed this little Akora rant. And I don't know everything about this game yet. I'm still rising through the ranks in the community, but hopefully any even newer players can make use of this. So hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.